Hello everyone, my name is Yoon Kim, and in this video, it's another my story to share with you. It's going to be related to growth. So it's a story that took place in boot camp, and when you live with approximately 80 people, you're never going to get along with every single individual. There's always going to be conflicts between two groups. There's always going to be that one person or a few people that always gets under your skin, or they always mess up, gets everyone in trouble, and you're just not going to get along with everyone. And there are times and days when maybe it's just not your day, and you kind of let out your frustration sometimes. So this was one of those days for me. So this was the second day that we got our peanut butter shot. So in boot camp, you get peanut butter shot once when you first get there, and the second one right about the halfway point through boot camp. So I got my shot. It sucked. So peanut butter shots suck. It's one of the most uncomfortable experiences that I've ever had to deal with. But anyway, I got my shot. I started to limp back to my seat, sat down for the pain to ease a little bit for about 5 minutes, and then before we left, I wanted to use the restroom. So I got up, went to the restroom, and before I entered the door, I saw a sign: only 2 recruits allowed in the restrooms at a time. So I went in, and it's like a simple bathroom, just toilet, urinal right next to it. Okay, so there was someone else already in, so 2 people. And so, the guy was using the urinal, so I was just calmly waiting. And then he finished washing his hands, so I went in, used the urinal. At the same time, a third guy came in, and I'm just kind of like thinking to myself, like, hey, didn't you kind of read the sign? It's kind of right there. It's kind of obvious. If someone comes in, we're all gonna get in trouble. I didn't say anything, but that guy just went to the toilet to do his business. And then he finished, I finished, started washing my hands, he started washing his hands, and then a person in my division, we'll just call him Joe, right? Joe came in, and then Joe and I didn't get along all too well throughout boot camp. He just makes some comments that just kind of annoys the heck out of a lot of people. And then he came in, and as soon as he saw, there's 3 people, he's like, there's only supposed to be 2 people allowed, and one guy left, the other guy left, and so it was just me and him. And I'm like, well, when I first came in, it was just me and this other guy, so that's just why there's 3 people in here. He's like, oh, well, all right. So he went to use the toilets, and so I'm finishing washing my hands, and I finish. And I want to walk out, and he finishes, and then the toilet is kind of like sitting there, like it's visible. I didn't like purposely look, and I looked, and what Joe did, he basically peed all over the toilet, like with the seat down. So like you could see like yellow specks on it, and like if you're a girl or if you're a guy, like you know how annoying this is when you go into a restroom and then you see, like you need to use the toilet facilities, and then there's this urine all over on the freaking toilet seat, and you're the one that has to clean it up, right? Because you're gonna use it. So I told him, like, hey man, clean that up. If you're going to urinate, at least use a urinal or with the toilet seat up. But he was like, well, I was the head crew for 7 days. I cleaned the heads for 7 days, so I don't need to clean it up. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. And as we were going to our where we ultimately live, our TAC, it bothered me throughout going there. It was a hot, sunny day. It was like extremely hot, one of the hottest days in Chicago or in Great Lakes, and we were just sweating all the way over there. And we just got our peanut butter shot, so we were like limping, and our morale was down, so we were just extremely not happy. And all the way going there, I was just thinking, like, oh my god, like how could Joe say that? Like, what the audacity that Joe has to say that, make those comments. Like, if he's gonna make that comment, at least lead by example, right? So as soon as we marched back and we entered our building where we live, you know, when you're outside, you always have to wear like a hat, ball cap, or cover. And so you're in a line with a bunch of people, and usually when we get into a building, we have to take our hats off, give it to the person behind so they can put it in your backpack, because you'll always wear your backpack in boot camp. And then, you know, at that point, you know, I didn't really think about it, but I was just like upset, frustrated, and kind of irritated. And I just like snatched the hat right out of him and just put it in his backpack. And then as soon as I snatched it, he kind of looked back and was like, what is he doing? And then, you know, the later on, the moral of the story for growth is, you know, I kind of calmed down. We were in a cool room, and I kind of, you know, start to think over about my actions. And this is something that they always teach throughout when you're growing up, and also throughout boot camp, but not a lot of people always apply this skill. So what I decided to do, and this was something new to me, you know, I could have just said, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna move on to the next day, just sleep on it and all that kind of stuff. But no, my personality and who I am, this was not okay for me. So I went up to Joe and I said, hey man, you know, can I talk to you for a little bit in private? And I said, hey man, you know, what happened today in the restroom, you know, I didn't appreciate the comments that you made, and I apologize for, you know, for if I upset you or anything like that for the past whatever. And he also apologized, and it worked out for us. And also I went to the other guy who I snatched the hat out of, and I said, you know what, hey man, you know, it was just hot, this happened, peanut butter shot, I'm sorry man, I snatched the hat out of you, nothing personal towards you. And he's like, yeah man, you know, at first I didn't understand why you did that, but you know, I totally understand. So the essence of growth is being able to own up to your mistakes, being able to when you have a confrontation with someone, when you don't disagree with someone, don't just yell out and just say like, hey, you suck, why'd you do that, and criticize people. Be able to take time, think about it, and approach this logically, and you know, as long as you know you did the right thing, in my opinion, that's all that matters. And the reason why I made this video is because in boot camp, you're always going to have someone that you do not get along with. You will not get along with everyone. Your goal is not to get along with everyone. If that's your goal, you will always fail at that goal, because not everyone is going to think like you, view the same things as you do, value the same things as you do. Like even making this video, there's always going to be someone pressing that dislike button. There's always going to be someone that's putting a negative comment in the comment section, and that's okay. My goal is to not appease the masses. My goal is to help those individuals who are looking for growth, who are looking for examples of my experiences in boot camp, and how I overcame my flaws, my personality flaws. And to give you an example, to say, hey, it's okay to do that. It's okay to approach someone that you don't really like, and when you have a negative moment, negative situation, just be able to come out and be logical and say like, hey, I apologize for this, let's work it out. You know, being more professional. At the end of the day, that's the goal of the Navy, to be professional. Alright guys, I hope this video helped. Thanks for watching, and subscribe or comment for more.